Hello guys, it is me, SiriusRPG, and holy crap, it has been a while, like freaking almost 2 weeks since I last uploaded anything, and I have a good explanation for that. And I'll also just be doing little updates in that, but other than that, there's gonna be stuff happening. I can't tell you very much about them, but first up, I'm gonna get right into the whole reason why there were like no uploads for almost 2 weeks, and what ended up happening was that my laptop decided to act up, not in a very good manner. So basically what it was doing was that it wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi sort of thing, but it wasn't like it was disconnected for at least a couple of seconds, at most a few minutes, and then I, after a while try it again one more time, and then it comes back on and boom, it's ready to go. No, it would not connect on for hours, and it was getting extremely annoying. And also, I had classes coming up, which right now I am, I've just started a new semester of university, but yeah, the laptop just decided to not want to cooperate with me in such a way. So because of that, the ultimate decision was to get a new laptop entirely, then to try to, pay a crap ton of money to figure out what the frick the issue was. So that's what ended up happening. Yeah, so, and also, by the way, if the sound quality or anything is different to you guys, that's what's happening. So, just a little FYI before, we get into some other updates and that sort of stuff. And also, I realize that nowadays, I don't really do update videos very often. I used to do them all the frickin' time years ago, but nowadays, no, not really. Yo, can't go wrong with that. I ain't even gonna lie. But anyway, next up, and along with this new laptop thing, I'm also gonna attempt to try to do some Fraps tests and that sort of stuff, and see if that stuff sort of works, and once I get and if I get that to work, then coolio some of this lets then we got ourselves, go cooked up and ready to go. How also I have in mind a brand new Let's Play. Yeah, I'm kidding you not, a brand new Let's Play. I'm not telling you what it is because, come on, who don't love surprises? I honestly feel sorry for you if you don't love surprises in some shape or form. But yeah, it's a complete surprise. So, if you just heard that, I was just publishing yet another WWE 2K19 video. Although considering after how 2K Battlegrounds did, I suddenly am like, oh my god, 2K20 feels like the ultimate masterpiece compared to 2K Battlegrounds. I mean, who the frick knew 2K Battlegrounds was going to, be utter trash? Who guessed that? And that sort of stuff. But I know the past year in 2020 was that was very weirdly said, but as in the way I pronounced it was just weird. But last year was extremely turbulent. 2020 on a whole was a very turbulent year. There were a lot of things that happened back, including the Australian wildfires and all that stuff. And then people were getting worried about the potential World War III, but there were memes with that. And then, of course, I probably briefly mentioned it in one Killing Floor video, where I was talking about just be careful of the coronavirus. Yeah, that had been happening in Wuhan, China, and since maybe late 2019, and it started hitting in the US around maybe as early as January. but it mainly just hit New York first, and there were a lot of memes and that stuff that started happening. And then around early March, it hit Texas. Since I'm from Texas, oh boy. And I actually remembered the story how, pretty much how it first came to Texas. And, oh my god, it's something else. I ain't even gonna lie. But basically what ended up happening was that there was a lady who apparently had got tested for coronavirus. I don't know if she went off somewhere that was, that had already gotten the coronavirus stuff happening there. So she was tested, and instead of quarantining for a few days, she decided to go to North Star Mall, which is literally in San Antonio. And I kid you not, I was in San Antonio as well because, I was there for university. But oh my god. Apparently after a while she came back, she had tested positive, so then she had to quarantine, and then North Star Mall had to close because, for some serious deep cleaning chiz. But a little bit afterward, yeah, it had started hitting Texas furthermore, and then the memes started hitting, and God knows there were more memes to come, as well as, when it was officially declared as a pandemic, and then quarantine started happening, and the memes were just everywhere. I think out of all things, it seems like nowadays, every time there's some sort of event, there are memes everywhere. So, mind you, you may end up telling your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your nieces and nephews, or any of that. You're telling them stories about the pandemic, and also telling stories about how people just started throwing out the memes because they're everywhere. I kid you not. But yeah, then the whole pandemic pretty much has been happening, and it still is going on, unfortunately. But there were handlings of the coronavirus that had a lot left to be desired. Unfortunately, Texas was one of those states that had that situation. I'm not going to go super into it because I'm just going to get pissed off. And then, that ain't gonna be pretty to talk about, okay? Because I'm not a ranting on events sort of channel, guys. I have a freaking gaming channel, okay? Although I can peep some stuff a little bit, and whenever I'm just talking for the heck of it, but who the frick knows? I don't know. Anyway, God almighty. And then between everything, of course, there were things like the murder hornets, which were, after a while, just completely thrown out of the waters. They were just completely thrown out of the whatever the frick you call it. And after a bit, because it seemed like they were hella irrelevant for some reason. Yeah, can we blame such things for being rather irrelevant? Maybe, I don't know. I ain't the one to judge. But yeah, that's the whole story there. But then in between, where the pandemic was pretty much the major thing that took over 2020, because everybody started saying 2020 was gonna be their year, and then the pandemic happens. But there was possibly then there came Black Lives Matter movement that had become it was probably at its, top height, in a while. It is insane. The support it got and that sort of stuff. It was crazy. And part of and of course, because of all that, that was how I pretty much transferred with making the Juneteenth special video a couple months ago. That sort of stuff where I just, where I showed these characters and you know, just little segments of these characters and some games and that sort of stuff that I do on the channel, and that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what was happening there. And then yeah, like I said, the pandemic also was that time where people were just bored. Schools had gone virtual. Yeah, people were just bored. People were, you know, learning new skills and that sort of stuff. And all that sort of stuff. I know, it's crazy. Just you think, holy crap, like 2020 would be that year where people learn new skills and that sort of stuff. And they find new hobbies or something like that. But then also trying to be careful, you know, with trying not to contract it. Unfortunately, there had been those people that unfortunately just decided not to, you know, take such precautions. I'm not going further into that, but whatever. At least on that sort of stuff, I don't filter myself on Twitter. There you go. But yeah, so because of that, and yeah, people were just they had to come up with new skills or anything like that. And for me, that was pretty much how the whole like pretty much, if you saw my recent cover arts and that sort of stuff, that's pretty what I ended up using was PixlrX. If you guys have not heard of that, that is actually a video, not a video, a photo editing, you know, photo editing thing, and it's actually online. But I use that to, you know, to put a lot of my stuff together and all of that stuff. And also, I was in the process of making my new Injustice 2 thumbnail sort of thing when the previous laptop decided to not cooperate with me in the way that it was. I mean, and the sad part was that I've had that for about 7 years. I swear. And I mean, and in a way, it was bittersweet, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do. That's the harsh reality. Yeah, some harsh realities, you have to do things, and then there you go. That's pretty much the deal here, guys. You remember, okay? But yeah, pretty much the whole pandemic, I was using PixlrX for a lot of things, and then I also had in between, you know, doing classes and all that sort of stuff, because there had been classes that ended up going either synchronous or asynchronous. If you heard of those terms before, you'll get what I'm talking about, and if you don't, well, basically, synchronous is basically you meet at a set time, you meet with your class on a set time, whether if it's through Zoom or if you're in college, you might use Blackboard Collaborative or something like that. I don't know, maybe there might be something like other things like Canvas and all that sort of stuff, but I mean, I ain't never used Canvas. For some reason, my school uses my university uses Blackboard, and Blackboard is quite as unreliable as it can get. It's a pain. I don't want to go into the main stuff because I'm just not. That's just not happening. But anyway, so yeah. Asynchronous is that you don't meet at certain set times. I mean, you may meet on certain set times sometimes, but not every week or anything like that. But most of the stuff you're just kind of on your own. But self-paced, partially in ways. I remember in one of I remember just one of my professors that basically said, asynchronous does not mean self-paced. Learn the difference, kids. I mean, it'll do you good. I promise you. No, really, it does. And also, but in between, like, the whole like where I had classes, you know, go asynchronous and classes that went synchronous, I think I only had like one class that ended up being synchronous because everything else was just about asynchronous as you can get. So in between all that, and then of course the pandemic went on into the summer, I ended up, you know, having an ample amount of time for revisits, which was basically how I ended up bringing back Arkham Knight and then Batman Arkham Origins and Batman Arkham Asylum, and then of course came in the brand new Let's Plays called, and also revisiting Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then they came the brand new Let's Plays 1, which I thought I had done before, but apparently I didn't. Weird. But I did Injustice Gods Among Us, and then our Batman Arkham City, and then in later months, in September, I had gotten this particular game as a gift, and then for that was how Injustice 2 came to be. And honestly, I like Injustice 2 so much, a lot more than Injustice Gods Among Us. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The first Injustice is fun, but the new one's on a whole new level of fun. I mean, they're like, the characters are just, you know, it's wild. It's a wild story. It's a wild ride, honestly. So, yeah. That's pretty much the deal with that. Anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much how that ended up happening, and how all of those Let's Plays suddenly just came spurting up, and, you know, and then to where you guys were like, how the heck did this happen? And especially when some of these Let's Plays had not been, you know, had been going on since like 2013. Crap. But I have my reasons. 2013, 2015. God almighty. It's been quite some time, y'all. Yeah, it's just been quite some time since you guys have last seen the Let's Plays. I know, it's quite a while ago, I ain't gonna lie. So of course, and thank you guys a lot for sticking around for the wild ride, because boy, sure that ain't easy to stick around. I know we got some crazy jizz happening with all that sort of stuff. God. And but I already have ideas for like this year is gonna be 10 years since I had been Let's Playing. Like, I'm not kidding. Like this coming June, it's gonna be 10 years since I had been Let's Playing. Okay, I mentioned this multiple times in the channel, but God knows how many times I gotta mention it until the memo gets through. I mean, I'm not trying to say it to be arrogant. I'm saying it because, you know, just for your info. But yeah, I had started doing this since June 27th of 2011. At the time, I was 14 years old. And this was about a few months before I turned 15. And beforehand, that was like a few months before I had, you know, I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, I mean, God knows how crazy that was. And yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And ever since, I mean, it's been hella fun to do. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was so fun to stick around and do this. Holy cow. Like, seriously, there's just something so fun about the whole Let's Playing thing. And And also around the time, I had also joined, like, right around the time when Let's Playing was just about to hit its prime. Like, back in, like, 2012, like, around 2000, like, from 2010 to maybe 2013 even. Around that, like, being the prime for Let's Players. I mean, but God knows how accurate that was, because, I didn't start putting up videos until I was 14. Okay, guys, so don't judge me. Because I think around maybe, if Let's Play mainly started in like 2010 or something, God, I don't know. Or heck, even in like 2009, holy shoot, if that was around during the time, well, I was like 12 years old, okay? I was like 11, 12 years old, too young for that jizz, okay, guys? So yeah, ever since I just, been doing, I've been continuing on this sort of thing, and now here I am, 10 years later, I'm 24, and, yeah, in later months, in September, I will end up being, turning 25, which is crazy. I can't believe I've made it this far. No, seriously, like, it is crazy to see how all of that. But back to the topic that I was actually, trying to go on about, that I was already thinking of, like, some things to do for, like, the 10-year special, and assuming that said videos will be uploaded in time, but there's never really telling, because there had been multiple times to around that time period, and I mean, like, around, like, that time, June 27th, I end up having to either upload it early or uploading late. Yeah. But there had been a couple of specials I personally had in mind. One is basically just, the first special that I personally thought of was just to, rank all the Let's Plays I've done on my channel. Yes, and I've even done some really weird ones, and I'll get to weird ones in a bit. I'll just rank them all from, like, the worst to the best. You guys remember that time where I was saying that I didn't like the DS Lego Batman game? To be honest, I played worse, so, and also, I was just randomly playing it recently, and I kind of found some bit of newfound respect for it. Maybe it's mostly because of how half the time it's hilarious and kind of corny. Yeah, I know, it can be kind of corny and that sort of stuff, especially, like, with how the villains are teamed up and that sort of stuff. I mean, heck, this even happened in, like, the console versions as well. But some of the pairings there were just weird. But it's not like I personally would be like, I wouldn't say, like, it would be a factor to where I would say I would rank, to being, like, part of the reason why I would rank the game at a certain level. But yeah, there were some generally bizarre pairings out there. I feel like the whole, like, the Two-Face Riddler ship is, I'm blaming Lego Batman for that, for Two-Face and the Riddler being a ship. And I don't know why Lego Batman decided to apparently ship Catwoman and Penguin. That pairing just makes me want to throw up. Why? Who asked that? If anything, the kitty, it has a bat. She's got a bat to be with. Seriously. You're probably thinking I sound like a bat cat shipper. Probably because I am in some shape or form. Okay, guys, cut me some slack. And also, another thing is basically just doing a whole compilation of all Let's Plays that I've done on my channel. and of course using this, and of course using the, you know, that song that I made and put together, and that sort of stuff. Also, you hear that also? You hear that, guys? All of the also. Oh, and and also, I would be reacting to every single Let's Play that I ever done on my channel. Okay, guys. And I mean, like, there are just some really, like, okay, and now going into the weird Let's Plays. Now, I'm not saying, like, the game itself is bizarre or anything. It's just, you know, with the way how I kind of envision my channel in some shape or form, all I can think is, how in the ever-living cow did I greenlight this game for a Let's Play? Ever? Why? What convinced me? What in the world possessed me to greenlight this game to be a Let's Play, especially on my channel? It was just weird. And I'm talking games like Corvette. I don't know why, like yo, that was like, okay, you see, I was a teenager. When you're a teenager, you're gonna do dumb things. You're gonna do stupid things in your life. Maybe mine is extremely minor. But, I mean, at least, but can I excuse myself because I'm a teenager? I can do dumb things like that. I'm not like where I do fail vids or anything like that. I don't know. I was never that kind of kid. I wasn't that kind of teenager. And plus I had a lot more dignity than that. However, it doesn't mean that I can't just, you know, doesn't mean that I shouldn't, you know, watch those fail vids and laugh at them. Because of course I spent times just laughing at fail vids, okay? Half the time they're absolutely hilarious. And yeah, there are tons of fail vids out there, I promise you. But yeah, but I mean, like, of course you're gonna do dumb things in your life when you're like a teenager, or stupid things or something like that. Whether if you accidentally get a tattoo that your parents said that you shouldn't, or something else. But for me, I don't think really anybody cared. But I did this anyway and nowadays I really think it was kind of dumb. Is making Corvette a Let's Play. That was like probably the Let's Play. That was probably the one Let's Play that I legitimately regret ever doing. There might be others out there. I don't know. I have to keep looking for that. Yeah, just gotta keep looking. But I know for sure, legitimately, it is. One of them is Corvette that I genuinely regret ever doing for Let's Play. But I ain't ever deleting it off the channel, guys. So, no need to fear. It ain't getting off. And all that good stuff. That just sounds weird. Yay! And then I also have I have quite a bit of revisits. And some are even getting, I think Arkham Asylum, I think is the only one that's getting like a third, you know, gameplay thing. But I mean, come on, it's a classic. It's one of the sexiest games in history. If not, I mean, well, let me put it this way. It is one of the sexiest Batman games in history, if not one of the sexiest games of all time. I'm not kidding, guys. It's that good. And then, of course, Arkham City is getting a revisit. I got the Spider-Man getting a revisit. Marvel Spider-Man, the 2008 game. The 2018 game, not 2008. God. And then also, Jedi Fallen Order is also gonna get a revisit. Because We gotta keep those around. And I also have a brand new Let's Play in mind that I'm going to, possibly put into action soon. But maybe I mentioned it earlier. Shoot, I'm just getting off track, guys. But I'm just, I'm a little all over the place today. But I told you guys, I'm not going to, tell you guys, because surprises. Who don't love surprises? I mean, but and also, like I said earlier, I genuinely feel bad for you if you don't like surprises. But otherwise, the brand new Let's Play that I have in mind is totally gonna be a surprise, okay? And like with Injustice 2, this particular game that I'm looking at, I am genuinely just like, I'm like shaking my head at the fact that I never ever thought this game was a thing, even, I mean, like, I didn't even know, like, it was around, really. So, yeah. Oh my god. And, I know. That sucks, but it's better late than never. I mean, come on. It can't hurt to just do things later. Better late than never. However, I'm 100% gonna do that with the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, because I ain't got a PS5 just as of yet. But it's not the end of the world. But, okay. I'm just, getting all over the place today. But yeah, this is pretty much my update, and as to where the heck have I been, this past nearly 2 weeks, and all of that stuff, and yeah, and that sort of wildness. Yeah, new laptop, probably sound quality is different to you guys. I know I was listening to, like, I was just, kind of just doing some audio tests and that sort of stuff, and it does sound quite different, at least through my end. Maybe it might sound a little different on your end as well, or if you're, watching this through a phone, through your phones in some way, your iPhone, your Android, your Samsung, whatever. Yeah, okay, okay, I don't know why people always do the iPhones versus Androids when you also got Samsungs, okay? You gotta include Samsungs. I swear, in Wattpad stories, there's always freaking iPhones. Always iPhones. And no one has an Android, and probably no one, and I don't even think Samsung is even mentioned in these Wattpad stories. There's a reason, like, in my personal stories, whenever my characters have phones, like, cell phones, I don't exactly specify, because that little part's gonna be just kept, just let the people imagine, like, what kind of phone they have. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, does it really matter anyway? Why did I just go off, right? I don't know, I just went from, like, the sound quality on this, on this thing to just hearing the sound quality on this update sort of thing from y'all's end, whether if it's y'all's other computers or laptops or iPads or your phones, and then, like, I went from, like, going from the sound quality of phones to almost in a way ranting about how iPhones are always mentioned and not really giving any attention to Androids and Samsungs in Wattpad stories. Yeah, that's the story of my life. I actually have an iPhone, but I don't want to brag about it, okay, guys? Because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there could be perks for both things, but let's not sugarcoat any cons from either end. But yeah. I think that's about it that I have for this update today. Yeah, I think it's about it before I start to ramble any further, because at this point, because, I mean, not saying rambling is bad, but sometimes it can get a little overboard, and especially when I made this video specifically as, like, an update video, and also as to why, like, where the heck have I been this past, like, 2 weeks, and, yeah, that sort of stuff. And yes, I've been, other stuff. Yes, I watched WandaVision. It's freaky, it's weird, but that's the fun, that's the mystery. That's what's fun about it, the mystery. I mean, come on. I mean, heck, get a freaking detective and try to figure out, like, what the heck is going on. Yeah. I don't know what the... It's freaking cool, guys! Just, you know, WandaVision. Come on. It's fun, it's hilarious, Vision is really funny. It seems like both Wanda and Vision get, you know, it seems like in that show they get more personalities from that show than they ever did in the MCU, which is really sad. Not saying Wanda had absolutely no personality at all, but it seemed like there was, I mean, it felt like, you know, there wasn't really enough from her other than just, you know, she's just kind of, you know how she is kind of in a way, and Vision, we got some aspects of his personality, but, I mean, now we got more out of him. But yeah, WandaVision, it's hilarious. It's perfect. It's amazing. And also another thing. Please be careful when it comes to the coronavirus. We are not out of the waters yet. Not out of the waters. That just sounds weird. But whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe there's another word for it, but for some reason I can't think of it. But I mean, the coronavirus is still going on, and before you guys tell me anything, please do not ask me to say COVID-19. I cannot bring myself to say COVID-19. In fact, just saying COVID-19, it just sounds bland and basic. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like saying coronavirus, and plus, in my Arkham Knight Let's Play, I did bring up the coronavirus Macarena joke. Oh my god. This is what happens, you know, with, I don't know why, but the Macarena, I mean, some people might find it weird, catchy, and sometimes annoying. And especially given, like, what the song is actually about, yeah, it can in ways get kind of annoying, but at the same time, it is so catchy in the funniest way. I don't know why. Then again, this has probably been a big staple in pop culture in, like, the past, like, I don't know, like, over 20 years? My gosh! Just, I can't even bring myself to say, it's just, but yeah. But that's pretty much how I came up with the Corona song, or the Garona. I don't know why I say Garona, or even I've even heard the other nickname called Miss Rona, or Miss Rona, because Miss Rona don't want to play, okay guys? So yeah, please be careful, wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance if you can, and also stay home as much as possible. We don't want anybody else getting affected and nobody else dying. We already got a lot of people dead because of this virus, and it sucks. Okay? I mean, personally, I have not gotten the virus, but I don't want to brag about that shit because God knows I know how awful it is, and I mean, I've even heard that even the healthiest of people have gotten it. So, yeah, my advice, just please be careful. I don't want this crap go on any further. I'm pretty sure no one else wants it either. And also, if you want your things back, if you want to go back to movie theaters without issues, if y'all want to go out shopping without issues, and if y'all want to go out to concerts without issues, and if you want to go to weddings, to do anything without issues, then please just be careful, wear a mask, all that stuff. Okay? It's all good, okay? Just come on. I mean, we're not out of the waters yet on this pandemic, but hopefully sooner rather than later, this pandemic will eventually really decline, and maybe things might start going back to normal again. But otherwise, we gotta do what we gotta do to fight this pandemic. Yeah. Anyway, that is all for you guys. That's all what I've got for you guys today, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye, guys!